Alright, my article is about building muscle and how to maximize bulk and strength through exercise training. And the purpose of this article was to review if nutrition such as protein or supplements can enhance mass and strength. And the method they used was based on measurement of protein intake and sources of nitrogen loss. And the subjects of it were moderately trained athletes and highly trained athletes compared to each other. And for a moderately trained athlete, the protein intake per day is between 1.0 and 1.2 grams. And for a highly trained athlete, it's between 1.5 and 1.7 grams per day. And they started off by exposing untrained men to a 2-month weight training program, which was 90 minutes a day, 6 days a week. And they had them consume between 1.4 and 2.6 grams of protein a day, which is pretty high for an untrained athlete or anyone in general. And they calculated the nitrogen balance and muscle mass throughout. And the results they found through the first period, when your muscle mass increases the highest usually, they found that protein requirements for maximal increase for the untrained athletes was 1.6 to 1.7 grams per day. But also, what is in account you have to think about is the type of protein. And the key protein amino acid is leucine. It's one of the ones they just found to be key and that they used through this study. So they knew that it was efficient because it's the most efficient amino acid. And this study is important for most athletes, anyone interested in weight training, because it shows the effects of on untrained athletes and trained athletes. So whichever you are, it directly pertains to each individual. And it does confirm that nutrition intake can help increase the efficiency based on how much protein you take in. Because these untrained athletes did show progression quicker than a normal person training without consuming high levels of protein. And yeah, I just found it interesting. I would call myself a trained athlete, I just found it interesting to think about how my protein intake can really have an effect on how my body develops.